So this is week 2 of me owning an LG OLED E8, and what I'm going to be doing is letting you guys know if this is getting burn-in or what's the deal, what are the new developments. So what we're going to do is we're going to get my handy-dandy cursor here out, and we're going to show you guys. So if you look in the right corner here, and both sides, the upper and lower corner, there's no kind of burn-in whatsoever. And then if we look at the top left, no kind of burn-in whatsoever. Now, this is the part where if I were an ignorant OLED owner, I would say OLED doesn't have the risk of burn-in because I've had my OLED for 2 months or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, and it's perfect. And that's just not true. The reality is it's still very early, and these tests are very subjective to panel. It's important to understand, even though my panel is not degrading at an alarming rate, it's also important to note that OLEDs and their pixels do degrade at different rates. It's a part of being organic, and accepting that fact is what's going to help a lot of people in the long run. Now, it's also important to note that there is a pixel flashing issue on OLED where pixels will flicker and flash. I have it very, very noticeably, so that's something that, I'm dealing with, but at the same time, it's not like the worst thing ever either. It's you will notice it a lot in especially like in anime stuff, which I watch a lot. But for a lot of the film stuff, it's a little harder to notice. So it just depends. But there is definitely a pixel flashing issue on my particular OLED. Maybe you don't have that issue or not. But as far as burn-in, so far for the second week, I am not having any real issues whatsoever. It's just clean from corner to corner, center, all areas of the screen, very uniform. Now, we're going to, again, make sure on a black screen even that there's nothing. You just see our little LG icon here. Just kind of rotate around. Now, what I find weird is this TV almost emits and emulates like a purple light. There's like a purple light, like as I move this cursor around, it's purple. And it's weird. Like I can clearly see it like as it's like reflecting off of my walls and things like that, and it's very, very strange, like a purple light of all things. It's very, very weird. Probably definitely not going to show up on YouTube, but try this out like on a black background. Get your cursor and just move around, and maybe you'll see this purple light if you have white walls. It's definitely nothing that's going to like be a deal breaker, but at the same point in time, it's not something that, again, it's weird, and I notice it more when I go towards the borders here. Like as I'm scrolling towards the borders, towards the upper areas, that's where I'm noticing a lot more of the issues as far as like the purple light. I guess that's maybe the coating of the screen being illuminated on a black background and it creates a purple light, but I really couldn't tell you what that is. But moving on with the test here, you can see that here we've got, again, corner to corner, no kind of burn-in. So we are good for an official 2 weeks. I have 63 hours of usage on this particular OLED display, so that's, again, something that I think is really, really good, that, again, 63 hours in, and I'm doing all right. Now, for those wondering what those 63 hours have been, it's been pretty much how I would use my Q8FN. There has been zero deviation. I game, I watch movies, I'm not going easy on my OLED at all, like, at all. I game for as long as I please. And that is, like, usually, to be very honest with you, it's not more than, like, 2 hours. I just don't have the patience or energy to do it more than that these days. But at the end of the day, I am mixing up the content a fair bit, much like I do in real life. I'm not doing anything special for this OLED outside of just making sure I'm not obviously leaving it, like, on when I go to the grocery store, which, to be honest, I do with my Q8. So I think that's one of the only things that I'm doing special for this TV in terms of special babysitting. So we'll see how that, I guess, develops into whatever it develops, whether it's burn-in, whether nothing happens whatsoever and I'm completely lucky, then that is what it is. But so far, we're 2 weeks in and we don't have any burn-in on any color whatsoever, and that's good. Now, a special thing to note, though, that I do want to note and kind of put out there for you guys who are maybe looking at OLED and thinking maybe this is a great choice for you, there is a pixel flashing issue. So I don't know if you guys are aware, but there is an issue, at least on my particular panel, where the pixels do tend to flicker, and it's very noticeable on anime faces and like in the background of movies and things like that. So definitely something I notice, and it is very annoying. So if you don't like that kind of thing, then maybe this is not for you. But at that same point in time, you know, to be taken with a grain of salt. No TV is perfect, that kind of thing. But again, I'm not here to make excuses for OLED either. So if you encounter pixel flickering, just know that, you know, you heard it here first. Like, it definitely does have that. That being said, 2 weeks in, OLED gets a pass for the burn-in, and I'll see you guys for the next week burn-in, and or at least burn-in test to see how that does. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and if you guys have burn-in, I'd love to hear about it. If you guys don't, same thing there. Thanks for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.